What is the basic mechanism which eliminate bacteria?
We've been very interested in the defense mechanism. For thousands of years, people recognized that copper had these wonderful antimicrobial properties, but no one understood, which we now call the germ theory. That is, diseases caused by microorganisms, which will give us a serious disease. Now we understand the germ theory. We're very interested to understand how copper will actually kill germs. So in our recent research, we have been showing that copper will either work in solution as copper ions, and this is very valuable, for example, in drinking water, plumbing systems, and copper will also work as a dry surface. And we have shown that as a dry surface, copper will kill bacteria directly through the release of copper ions at the dry surface, and it will also form a very interesting chemistry where it forms reactive oxygen species, and these will also attack the bacteria. So copper works in different ways, and it works very rapidly, and we have shown now that these dangerous microorganisms can be killed even in minutes on a dry copper surface.
How many years you are spreading the information about antimicrobial copper among the British society?
We've been spreading the information for the last 4 or 5 years. I think it was after Bill's E. coli paper and his MRSA paper was just about to be published. That was really a breakthrough paper, and with the number of hospital-acquired infections in the UK down to MRSA, that was certainly something of great interest. And we've been promoting, raising awareness of the antimicrobial properties of copper to infection control professionals. And when we started the programme, there was very little awareness. People were really quite surprised that copper, this material they're all familiar with, the coins in their pockets, but they weren't aware of these properties, particularly the efficacy against the headline-making pathogens.
What is your opinion about using copper against hospital-acquired infections?
Wyniki badań przedstawione na konferencji wydają się być interesujące.
Results of many surveys presented during the conference are very interesting.
Jako część składowa ogólnych działań
Antibacterial properties of copper can be a part of general prophylactics.
Tutaj wprowadzenie tego
However, introducing it as a standard procedure requires official examination and certificates. Preliminary tests are very promising. The results of them can be used not only by hospital staff, but also by architects and designers of medical equipment.
When the experiment starts, really, in which year?
We started in about, I think it was about 2007, when we started to plan the clinical study. We were approached by the Copper Development Association asking whether we were interested in actually carrying this work out. And we were unaware of the work in any other clinical environment. So we had to plan de novo. We had to plan something which had never been carried out, to our knowledge, previously in the clinical environment. And over the last 2.5, 3 years, we've now carried out 2 studies. One was a preliminary study where we looked at 3 items over a 12-week period, and a second, more extensive study which looked at 14 different copper items over 6 months. So we had the 2 studies and been going on for 2.5, 3 years.